Vegas. Some of the Cirque Michael du Soleil.
Oh gosh.
And you know, some of the storylines pull you in. Sometimes you're like, what is the storyline on this? Because I've seen some Cirque shows.
Just you wait.
Just
wait. One coming that you're going to be like, what?
What just
watching?
What just hit me?
The acts are spectacular, but what?
And that's usually
you are watching and tracing. I saw it last summer at Radio City. It was like
which one is that? Zircona. Okay.
It's beautiful. It's very, very dark and occult.
Oh,
but it's in English, and I even turned. I was like, with my friend Devin. What is happening in this storyline? Like, I see them. They're doing cool things, and I see I can kind of follow the progression of what's going on. But I have I could make no sense.
Okay. And I kind of had that issue with the Michael Jackson experience. I couldn't really tell what the story was.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that one too.
I think. Are you talking about the Immortal?
Yes, the one that you were kind enough to get me tickets in for.
That was a I don't know if there was a story on that one.
There should be, because I can listen to the album anytime I want. We're here at Curtain Call with Andrew Wright of Ragtag Entertainment. We're going to take another quick little break, but we're talking with Andrew about a couple of shows going on right now. Company, Monday and Tuesday over at the Las Vegas Hotel, and then next Sunday at the Smith Center, a Sondheim review, putting it all together. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver in the strike zone, a 9-iron, the net. You even taught him how to hit.
Yeah, but it's not.
How much time did you spend teaching?
To answer your question,
more PSAs.
Maybe brought Ava to rehearsal today so that I could see her because I haven't seen her in 3 days because of having to do everybody else's jobs that like them things. So I've been leaving the house at 7:30 and getting home at like midnight. So missed her completely. So it does suck.
That absence is noticed in a 3-year-old's life.
Yeah.
Like you're her lead.
Maybe
you are her
20
world.
minutes.
Yeah. So she's
hot button hot.
Very Mandy's very good about that.
That's your page.
Can't have a parent who's Daddy's not here again.
PSAs.
Which does happen, and she is very.
Some more in there.
When there's things that I can
So
do,
how do I know
you guys
how
can
much
handle
time
it.
is left?
You just kind of listen to it. That's the only other problem. Except for
not
listen
that
to
Empty homes with
spot
perfect
here.
locations for drug dealers. Squatters find vacant
I
houses,
remember
move in, and
during
take
Grand
over.
Night,
Teenagers use abandoned homes for
Aaron's
parties
gonna go
and
get some
vandalism.
break and then come back.
To combat these threats, urge your community association to work on rapid release
no,
vacant
you
homes.
see when I like
Contact
smoke.
your city
Do you
local
like,
housing
okay,
authority to
you're
cut
feeling
overgrown
ignored.
lawns and pick up
That's
trash.
cute, but the
Report
dude's
broken windows and doors
what
to
he was
the
doing when
police
you met
and
him, so
educate your child that it is not okay to go into an abandoned
but
house.
yeah, no, Mandy's
To
just
learn more about
extraordinarily
protecting your
talented.
neighborhood, visit
That's a big thing.
ncpc.org or contact your local law
Understand
enforcement
that
agency.
you want to be
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice National Crime Prevention Council and the Ad Council.
Pulls you also.
My parents are
Yeah, that's all right.
She's not a performer, she's a thinker.
What's the
And she
number
very
one
much
killer
has
of
that
women?
singular
Well, you're still here, so that
mentality.
means I'm
So,
correcting this.
It's
Go
a
back to
couple hours
the
since I got back from Baltimore.
That's a
but now
joke.
Early
No,
page.
it's an absolute fact. But the American Heart Association says you could save lives by passing it along to 5 women you
So what I'm
know.
gonna do is I'm gonna start the
I
recorder.
would
So I'm
Right there,
studying
with hour number
free
2.
tolerance.
small things that should be used to it. 'Cause you may have to find a
Find out
compromise
more
of,
at
like,
GoRedForWomen.org.
Cabarets allow me to
Let's
still do
do
what I
this.
like.
Righty tighty.
And this is kind
Okay,
of where my
here's the
past
thing
is
about
taking me as a
yellow
performer.
smoke.
The production
Now I
side.
know my
I love working with kids.
ABCs.
That's what I do
Next
for a living. And now
time,
I
you
have
sing.
Learn how to drive, you moron!
Remember,
But
you're always
that can-
teaching.
that's more
Teach
time
carefully.
consuming.
React
20
with
seconds.
rage, and kids will learn it's okay to do the same. Keep your cool,
Because
kids will do likewise.
it's up to you.
For
It's on
advice,
you.
visit
You
actagainstviolence.org.
know your
Brought
own
to you by
stuff on
MetLife
stage.
Foundation, National Association for the Education of Young Children, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Curtain Call. It's Glenn and Kerriann and our intern Cassie here today with Andrew Wright from Ragtag Entertainment. We just spent the commercial break farting. If you didn't listen in up until this point,
I can now do it on cue.
That's right.
And I've added it to my resume.
And it's a fantastic skill that we've learned in this last hour segment. But, we do have it available, or we'll have it available shortly through our Facebook page. There'll be some links to YouTube in full smell-o-vision 360.
Oh, gosh.
So look for the links later on this week. Why is fart humor still funny?
Oh, it won't always be funny. I'm 5, and that's my biggest problem.
I'm still a teenager,
a
so
child.
You have an excuse.
yes.
I don't know. I have no segue from that. But we've been talking with Andrew for the last hour with a couple of shows coming up that Ragtag is producing, and you directed both of them. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, the one is sort of just a revamping of one that we'd already done, so it's more just like I polished, took out the dust rag and polished it. And the space at the Smith Center it's not in Reynolds Hall. It's in the Cabaret Jazz Room, so it's very small. So,
okay. About how many seats are in the Cabaret Hall there?
There's like 240.
Oh wow!
It's
still sizable.
Yeah, when I say small, I mean the actual performance space. It's a little cabaret room, more built for like a trio, and we have like an 8-piece ensemble, and then the singers. So the singers, we've created some stuff for them to be able to move around a little bit. But
sitting on the orchestra chairs with the orchestra as well.
And there's some movement. Like if you saw the original putting it together, there were sort of all over the place, and there was some dancing.
You had that at the Ovation Room?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was, we had a couple levels to the set, and they were dancing and had some movement, and there's not as much. It's pretty tight, so this is much more of like a true New York cabaret style, but there's a little bit of movement and dancing, and Anne will be up on the piano dancing at one point, and some fun stuff.
Fantastic. And that's the Stephen Sondheim montage of music? What do you Review, good lord.
And it's
I do theater, yes, I know what it's called.
It is meant to be, it's actually spelled as in like we're going to review our notes, not a musical review.
Not V-U-E, but I-E-W.
Yeah, because it reviews his work.
Okay. And that one...
They go to pains to remind
I love
you
that just happened because I saw the 25th annual Putnam Spelling Bee yesterday.
Oh, how was it?
It was really entertaining.
Yeah.
It was my first time seeing the show, and Jen De La Torre was on my right, and Jamie Woodard was on my left, and as we walked in, Jen said, this is a show that I think all musical theater people should know. Mm-hmm. And none of us had seen it, so...
yeah, I didn't see it when it was done, at LVLT a few years ago. Wasn't able to make it for Jonathan's performance. A question, were Kayla and Nick in the show? Because I saw them in some pictures.
And that's so funny because Jen said the same thing, like, oh yeah, I think Kayla and Nick are in this. They pull audience people to participate, and they were pulled up. Okay. So yeah, that's so funny. I kept waiting for Kayla. I'm like, I don't think she's in this. Let's look at that. No, she doesn't even have a bio. She's not in this.
But we'll look at their resumes later on next time. Oh, you were in Spelling Bee.
That was so good. You were my favorite one in it.
You were number 24? Oh, okay. The Putting It Together review is going to be next Sunday, July 15th, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the Cabaret Lounge at the Smith Center. Yes. Tickets start at $20, work their way up to $35. You can get them at thesmithcenter.com. Check the events page for Putting It Together. Bill Fain, musical director who's also doing company, great group of singers. If you got an opportunity to see it back in January? Or
it was in January.
January. It's been dusted off and polished, which it was polished before. So, but the big one is tomorrow night and Tuesday night at the Las Vegas Hotel showroom.
Yes. And if you go to this showroom, if you are a fan of, I'm a big nerd when I get there. Like I turn into this just giant nerd of history. It's one thing I do love about Vegas. Like being from the East Coast, I love the architectural history, but the entertainment history here is phenomenal. And
go find Elvis's secret little dungeon lair.
It's I actually got to like stand at his bar and like lean on his bar in his dressing room, and it's all they preserved a lot of that. So they took me over. There's a space off stage where he would wait and wait for his entrance and pray and things like that. And it's like this untouched from the old original floor. So all of these elements of like when you walk from his dressing room to the elevator, it's the same elevator, same everything. So you are walking in this giant's footsteps. Yeah. And the history of that showroom and of that hotel with the exception of the roller skates, is incredible, second to none in the city. So to be able to sit where these people sat and you feel it, like you just feel a part of history. It's amazing, and the room's beautiful. So go as a fan of just entertainment as a whole. Go to some of these old showrooms that are part of Vegas history. Go to the Tropicana, into their main showroom where Follies was. Go to some of these things. We're losing all the history. Really, they're finding ways to get rid of some of these buildings that have history. And when they take that, you can't Ava won't be able to go to the Stardust and see some of these things and see some of these stages. So take the opportunity to see the rooms where you can, because you're sitting in the same places that Sinatra sat or that Liberace sat, and it's an awesome connection to our roots.
I never really considered it.
That's because you're not a nerd.
Thanks. I guess.
And it goes without saying the same thing. Go see local theater too. I had a conversation last night with matriarch in Vegas, Betty Sullivan Cleary, and Vegas has a great core of performers. Whether people come here thinking I'll be on the Strip, or people that are in LA or New York are kind of jaded with the experiences out there, but there's people here in Vegas that have trained, have done shows, and you get some of these people that are in Strip shows and are still doing community theater because there is that magic that you find, and there's a fantastic group of performers in this town. And so if you're listening, don't turn off the radio yet, because we're still here for another hour, but go see local theater. We're going to be going through some shows that are currently in production right now, getting ready for opening nights. Our intern, who's been fairly quiet, is going to be reading some of that stuff off for you coming soon. But I want to make sure that we get the information out there again for those of you that haven't been listening, because if you watch this on YouTube next week, it's too late to go see Company, because you've only got 2 performances. I hope you're able to bring it back, because I'm one of the unfortunates that am not going to be able to see it. Otherwise, I'd have been in it.
This is true. This is true. I want to piggyback on what you were just saying about local theater. It's grown exponentially in the last 3 to 5 years. It has gotten just a cultural renaissance, if you will, here. And there is a call for more. But what has happened is there's a call for more and all this creativity and artistry going on, and it's a lot of the same audiences coming to different shows. It's the same people. And one thing that is unique here is there is not as much industry support as there are in some other cities, where if I'm off a show in New York on a Monday night, if I'm dark, I'm going to go see other friends' things in LA and some of these other cities. That's happening, and it's starting here. It is starting, but that's really as a performing community, we have to show others that our material is worth seeing, but that we want it. So people are calling for a theater row downtown. Well, there's shows going on downtown and nobody goes down and sees them.
Right.
And then there's finally a theater opening downtown, that this could be the first step to something big. We as a group of performers and directors and musicians have to go. And other people will go, but we have to go and support these things. Because when producers and investors look, if nobody cares, why are they going to invest? You've got to show that you care. And there's these cries for, these companies should be on the Strip and these companies should be there. Well, you have these great shows going into showrooms. John Bean's got it over at the Plaza. Cirque's over at Planet Hollywood. We're here. We're at the Hilton, or the LVH, excuse me, the Smith Center. Show that these things can be sustained. These places will continue to open their doors.
Oh yeah.
You will see many opportunities coming up for all these performers, but don't look for everybody else to support it. We have to do that ourselves.
Absolutely. I've been taking a break right now from performing in shows, and I have felt that, if I'm not going to be in it, then I need to be in the audience. And that's the role that I'm going to play, is audience member, and I'm going to let everyone know what a fantastic job they're doing.
And it's not the easiest thing to do.
No,
there's so many shows, and everyone has their budgets and whatnot. But there's ways as well, and one of the ways, segue. Sorry, folks. One of the ways is through the radio shopping show that is on this station.
I missed this segue. I
Every weekday. You tune in 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., and on weekends 9 a.m. to noon. You can get more information www.kshp.com. But tickets for individuals that we talk to on this radio program, we have tickets that you can get less expensive through the radio show. So that's my really sad, pathetic segue.
Get bargain prices.
Everyone
is approachable too.
They sell discounted tickets.
It's kind of like eBay on the radio.
They bid. Oh, you can bid on them?
Well, you don't exactly bid, but they. You don't exactly bid, per se, but I mean they offer certificates, and you call in, and you try to beat the caller to get it and everything, and pay a certain amount per gift certificate, such as, for example, a $20 gift certificate to the so-and-so restaurant for $5.
Okay.
It's like Groupon.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
there you go.
popped in my head. Okay.
That's Chris.
Yay! Vegas
Good job, Chris.
theater.
Oh, thank you.
Style.
Our board op and guru back here.
What's up?
Hits me to push a button, and then the computer monitors and totally blank. I'm glad I didn't have anything up on it.
You know what though? That is a big deal.
What's that?
I want to touch on that. That ticket prices can gouge a performer,
and it doesn't take much for somebody to go, ugh, what did I just spend that money on? And not to say that it happens. For whatever reason, the show may not be your, cup of noodles, cup of tea.
Cup of noodles.
Sorry.
But that's the other thing is though we're all. I mean, it's a family. It's like a big extended circus family where if you, I would put money that most of the producers and the companies, if you wanted to go to a show and you're like, look, man, I really want to come see the show. I don't have the 15 right now. Can you help? They would put you in.
Sure.
We are always copying
people to our shows. Absolutely. I will usher. I will.
Yes, and that's something that I'll do. I hate asking for comps. I'm always happy to give whatever comps I might have to people, but I don't want to be that guy that never pays to see a show. But I'm in shows too, so a lot of times I can't get to shows because I'm in them. Company is a prime example of a show I love, and I'm not going to be able to go see it, and that's because I'm, in rehearsals for my own show, which doesn't mean you can't go out and see the shows.
I'm so glad you said that, Andy.
Yeah.
That if I came up to you and said, Andy, I really want to come to this benefit, can I do something for you? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I show people to their seats? Can I?
We need the clarification.
Can I help out theatrically?
Oh, okay. Well, the benefit is for Golden Rainbow, Stephen Sondheim's company, performing tomorrow and Tuesday night at the Las Vegas Hotel Showroom. Tickets are $25. It's a fantastic benefit for a great organization. You can get more information on www.ragtagentertainment.com or thelvh.com. A fantastic group of singers, 22-piece orchestra led by Maestro Bill Fain. Get out there and go see this show. It's for a fantastic cause. Andrew, you probably got to get back to rehearsal because I'm sure they're still there.
The techs are running the asylum right
now. So we'll take another commercial break and we'll come in back in a few minutes with our next guest. But Andrew, thank you for coming back in, spending the time with us, and
thank you so much.
Go support local theater. We'll be back in a few minutes. This is Curtain Call with Eric Ball.
You taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the 9-iron, the net. You taught him how to hit the open man. How much time have you spent teaching him?
Come back with other PSAs.
Teach early.
So what you're saying is that production takes more time.
Wrong. End of use.
Because you have your design time, you have to beat all the rehearsals. You don't always have to beat all the rehearsals. But also, if anything goes wrong, it's up to you. So you gotta fix it. What's going on, man? So it's not like you can't. as a performer, if someone else doesn't know the stuff or someone else
let's get a whole big picture with everyone here while we got the moment.
But as the director, you gotta
come on back up for a second.
If someone drops out of the show, you can't be like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, so you gotta fix it. You gotta try to fix it. I mean, you probably will find it more rewarding.
So there's a lot of time. Uncut lawns, trash, and empty driveways are open invitations for crime. Empty homes make perfect locations for drug dealers. Squatters find vacant houses, move in, and take over. Teenagers use abandoned homes for parties and to vandalize. To combat these new threats, urge your community association to work with local police to patrol vacant homes. Contact your city, county, or housing authority to cut overgrown lawns and pick up trash. Report broken windows and doors to the police and educate your child that it is not okay to go into an abandoned house. To learn more about protecting your neighborhood, visit ncpc.org or contact your local law enforcement agency.
A message from the U.S. Department of Justice, National Crime Prevention Council, and the Ad Council.
Laura, that was an amazing meal. The guys really went to town on that leg of lamb.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it.
It's hard to believe how much you and Jim have done with the house in such a short amount of time. It's just gorgeous.
Yeah, we love it too. And the kids are really thriving in school here.
But what? Something's wrong. I know you too well.
Jim's company is cutting his salary, and he may even get laid off. He doesn't think we'll be able to afford the mortgage.
Oh, Laura. You know what? My cousin Susan and her husband were in a similar situation, but they got some terrific advice for free from a housing counselor from the NFCC, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling. You need to be careful who you can trust these days with so many so-called mortgage consultants out there. The NFCC is non-profit and has been around for more than 50 years.
If you think you're in danger of foreclosure, call the NFCC today at 866-687-6322 or visit mortgagehelpnow.org. That's mortgagehelpnow.org, a public service from the NFCC.
It started out like a totally normal day.
We'll get you on if you want to start doing some of the announcements. That way Kerriann can come back in.
I was definitely sore.
So
I thought I had gas.
Bring you and I back in. And
Turns out I was having a heart attack. Heart disease is the number one killer of American women. So now I take care of myself and tell the other women in my life to do the same. Make it your mission to save your life and the lives of the women you love. Find out more from the American Heart Association at goredforwomen.org.
And welcome back to Curtain Call. Cassie is our intern, and she's been chomping at the bit for the last hour or so to read over some upcoming shows and audition announcements. I've got like 5 pages there printed out with every bit of information on there, Cassie. So knock yourself out.
Went above and beyond.
Well, you know what? I had to get information. It was a lot easier than just trying to randomly come up with something on the web. So, yeah, you don't have to read everything. Just
all right.
Read the small
I'll
words.
see what I can make of this.
All right.
So, obviously, what we were talking about in the last hour, we have Stephen Sondheim's Company, which you should definitely go out and see that. I mean, who doesn't love his music? And that's at the LVH Las Vegas Hotel in Encino, formerly Las Vegas Hilton, which I still call it the Hilton of Kerriann.
It's still LVH, yeah.
It's the Las Vegas Hotel.
Yes. And upcoming very soon, we have Oliver. Opens July 11th, runs Wednesday through Saturday through the 28th. Tickets are $12 in advance at showtixforyou.com. And I'm very excited to go see that one.
Where's that one going to be at?
This one's going to be at Super Center here at Spring Mountain Ranch.
Yay!
Yay.
It's so much fun out there.
I love going. I enjoyed so much going to go see Crazy for You out there.
How was that?
It was amazing.
I have no idea what that show was about. Yeah, that was such a fun show, such a great cast. You miss the people that you do the performances with, and Crazy for You was one of those unique ones for me because I didn't sing or dance in it. And
that's true. Your character didn't.
I did not. And so now doing Joseph, which is the show after Oliver. I'm getting. I'm going to be singing and dancing a lot in that one. So
awesome.
But yeah, Oliver, we had Groupon last week. A couple of the kids.
Yes,
Oliver,
I saw Alexa Freeman
and Sarah Andreas. If you haven't watched the YouTube clip, go, because we had a lot of time last week with the scheduling kerfuffle, but they sang a couple of songs. So
that's great.
really, really good having them on last
Do you
week.
remember which girl is playing which character?
Sarah Andreas is playing the title character, Oliver,
okay.
and Alexa Freeman's playing the Artful Dodger.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun!
Yeah, so that opens up on this Wednesday.
Yes, this Wednesday, July 11th.
Get your tickets early, because if you go and get them at the gate, one of two things. You'll either pay $20 at the gate, or you'll be turned away, because my guess is Oliver will be like Annie was last year and sold out nearly every performance.
Absolutely. No doubt that is going to be sold out.
Get there early. The times, did I write down what the times are for?
Show starts approximately at 8 p.m. The gates open at 6.
Yeah, so get there early, carve out your spot on the lawn, and crack open a cold one.
Bring picnic blankets and pillows.
Yeah, it'll start getting cooler out there. It's still, it's the July show, but yeah, come August, September, around 9 o'clock.
You wish you had a sweater.
You do.
Yeah, and the blanket you're sitting on, you wish it was over you.
And you can't leave because the gates are locked. They won't let you out, and if you do get out, they won't let you back in. And by the time you get anywhere, the show will be over.
And of course, coming up in August, we have Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which Eric and Glenn are part of that.
Yep.
And Leader of the Pack, September 6th through the 22nd.
Yeah, Jay just had auditions yesterday and today for that.
Yes.
And, saw Audrey last night, who's directing it, and our good friend Ramel choreographing it. So
that's right, and Kathy ran the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yay.
And know a couple of people that wrote the callbacks again today. So looks like that's going to be a fun one. 1950s jukebox style review, VUE, as opposed to the.
Can I get the origin of that? What is the definition? Sorry, spelling bee.
No, that's all right.
So cute.
It
was so cute, Glenn.
I would have followed up, but my improv skills just kind of left me there at a moment. Because I didn't want somebody calling in and saying, that's the incorrect origin of the word. What else? Because we've got Sirc Michaels, who's just chomping at the bit to swear.
Okay. I'll try and rush through this. The Great American Trailer Park the Musical, directed by Troy Hurd, and that opens Friday, July 13th. And tickets are $25 for adults and $20 for season tickets holders. And for more information on that, you can go to www.lblt.org.
And a shout out to Janine Garstecki, the lovely Kelly Ward. Shout out for her.
Such enthusiasm.
Well, you know what? She's double dated with her and then Troy Hurd and his fiance last night when we went to see Whorehouse.
I wasn't doing anything.
We went and had a bite to eat after the show, and then he had to go do the light board. So he was there at midnight last night, and he's been there all day, and they have rehearsal all the way till about 11 o'clock tonight. So
theater people are devoted.
Yeah. So Kelly's exhausted because she auditioned for Leader of the Pack. Had a call back today, then had to go straight to rehearsal, so she's going to be dog tired when I see her tonight.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. But it's great. That one not so family friendly as Company maybe, because not
so much.
I'm going to take my 14-year-old daughter, but I'd say that's probably the age, because there's a lot of cursing and.
It's like adult situation.
Very much so, considering it takes place.
I saw the pictures. Vicky Best is in a very adult situation.
Yes.
I don't know what you call it.
Pregnancy.
Yes. Oh, that's what it is.
Vicky Best is not pregnant. Her character is.
Yes, is a parasitic host.
Yeah.
Okay, well, carrying on. We're going on to Ragtag Entertainment, Putting It Together, which will be playing 2 performances at the Smith Center on Sunday, July 15th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets are $20 to $35. And so moving on, we have some auditions upcoming.
Yeah.
And it's at the Insurgo Theater Movement announces auditions for Hamlet. And the breakdown, Hamlet's, 20, quick-wit, frustrated with his inability, and better than anybody else in the room, combat experience is helpful. So if you're going out for Hamlet, that's
Well, and it's in Sirgo, so it's going to be your non-traditional Shakespeare. I think the last time in Sirgo did Hamlet, they cast a female in the lead, which was a number of years back. So this will be interesting. Obviously at the Plaza Hotel, that's where auditions will be, 3rd floor, some point.
Yeah, Sunday the 29th of July, 2 p.m. auditions, and Monday on the 30th. 7 p.m. audition. This is times wildly variable. So that's
fantastic. I'm sure you can find more information on it in Sirgo's InSirgoTheater.org.
Yes. And then we have auditions for. Well, it says be a part of the 8-year anniversary cast. Let's see if I can find out what it's for.
Yeah,
cast of what?
Oh, for the cast of Bite.
It's a secret.
No, it's like.
Oh my gosh! It's the watermark. Bite.
Oh my goodness.
I threw that one in there just
trying to trick us.
Just in case there's any vampires listening or dancers. I saw that one and I was like, you know what? We might have a few out there.
Sure.
And that's at the Stratosphere Theater. And they have immediate openings for dancers, a queen, and some specialty roles.
When you say queen, does it mean royalty or does it mean a lady boy?
Well, it says must be beautiful, innocent, and dynamic.
It still doesn't.
That's not very specific.
No, it doesn't clarify anything.
Specialty trick, stunt, or act.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what they're going for. And that is July 9th. I don't know if that's past July 9th. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Stratosphere Theater.
Guys, I gotta go get ready for my audition tomorrow at 1.
I actually could see you doing that. And how many more auditions do we have? Is that it?
There's a couple more. Well, we can maybe save some of those for.
I'll run through them real quick so that. But you know, there's only 3 more. There's only 3 more.
Probably makes sense a bit more than I can.
No. I just hate having Sirc sit here so patiently because I.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Wait, 3 more auditions. Sideman, Tony Award-winning play by Warren Light. Auditions tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday, 6 to 9 p.m. at the LVLT Studio Theater. Basically, cold readings from the script, and performances will be September 14th through the 30th on the main stage of LVLT. It's their first show, the 2013 season. Ragtag Entertainment also has auditions coming up for Seussical the Musical.
I love that show!
Were you in it before?
I was, yes. Okay. I did Seussical.
Okay. Auditions coming up next Friday the 13th from 6 to 10 p.m. and Saturday the 14th from 4 to 8 p.m. Those are open auditions for all ages. All the auditions are going to be at the Dance Zone at 11221 Southeastern Avenue, way down in Henderson. Specialty acts, if you're a juggler, unicyclist, stilt walker, etc. Sunday, July 15th from 7 to 9 p.m.
Cool. Yeah, you know what? When I did Seussical,
yeah.
Sean Critchfield taught me to blow fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't end up using it because it was out at the ranch and fire hazard. What? No big deal. But
I'm tempted because I can ride a unicycle, I can walk on stilts, I can juggle 3 balls. That's about it. But hey, this is it says here roles are paid.
What?
Yeah, it happens. Seussical's going to perform September 21st through the 30th at the Henderson Pavilion. So smaller little venue down there.
Oh.
What am I thinking of? Is the pavilion over there by the library in Green Valley, where they did Cinderella? Is that the Henderson?
I think that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Tony and Tina's wedding, having a open casting call Wednesday, July 11th at 3 p.m. At the showroom, Tony and Tina's showroom at their new location at Bally's Casino.
Oh, that's right, they moved.
Yeah, they opened June 1st, I think, over at Bally's. So sorry to take all that away from you, Cassie.
Perfectly fine.
Normally, I'll have like 1 or 2 things written down.
I know.
Takes like no time whatsoever. But as it is, he's texting right now, so we'll wait for him.
That's right, I waited for you.
I know, you're very patient.
Please stand.
Welcome, Sirc. This is your first time on the show with us?
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact.
Because
nice to be here.
We had some of your Deadite friends here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, they're not friends, but yeah, they were here.
Yeah, so we were talking about Evil Dead the Musical, which congratulations.
Thank you.
Been there a couple of weeks now at the V Theater in Planet Hollywood. How's it been going?
Well,
because I know your first weekend, and it was a soft opening.
Yeah, I guess.
But it didn't seem very soft.
Yeah, I've been told that. No, it went well. It went well. The show opened really well. Had a good crowd, and it's been the same since. So we've got more people with every performance. That's so great. Yeah, it's fantastic. They warned me before we opened. We had a lot of we did a lot of build up with fans and everything prior. So we've been people have known about the show. We have taken a lot of time to kind of cultivate an audience, and so people were anticipating it, and they bought tickets. So they warned us, hey, it might be really good that first weekend, and then it might drop off. But it hasn't.
It hasn't.
It's just grown from there.
That's great.
Yeah, so they were kind of surprised by it. The guys at the theater, they were anticipating it not quite going that way, and when it did, they were obviously happy for sure. But yeah. A lot of until something's done that's different and it works, people sort of go, oh, that's not going to work, or it might not work because it's never been done before. And then
that's what I always like. It's like, oh, it can't work.
Right.
How do you know it can't work? Because it's never been done before.
Because it hasn't.
Right. And
why hasn't it never been
done
before?
No one's just tried it.
Yeah. and that's something that you came in one day you weren't here, the next day you were here, and everything boom just starts exploding around you, and because you've only been in town for
I don't know. The first show I did was May of last year.
Yeah.
In town.
So I mean, that's a lot to put out there, and I've seen you. You don't sleep. You drink Red Bulls.
No, I drink Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dews, which is even worse. Now, Evil Dead, the Evil Dead the musical, kind of a mashup of the movies. The 4D experience because. There's a sticky splash zone.
Splatter zone.
Splatter.
Sorry.
No. My apologies.
What's that?
Shamu,
Something world.
SeaWorld,
Yeah. SeaWorld. Thank you. Yeah. No.
The full splatter zone, and I've been there, and I'm guessing I haven't come to see the updated version.
Yeah. No, it's bigger.
The 4D experience. I've been there for the 3D experience.
That was 4D light.
Yeah.
I
got to get my daughter out there again. She and I had so much fun at the performance when you guys did that.
Like
oh yeah, absolutely.
Our splatter zone now is the size of the house we had before.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So the entire front of the theater is the splatter zone.
Which for our listening audience, when you guys did the show at the Onyx, it's about a 96 to 100 seat theater. Awesome.
Yeah. We can fill up to 100 people in our splatter zone, and then we have whatever how many hundred seats that are in general admission, VIP. But even those guys. One thing we have disclaimers all over the place because even if you're not in the splatter zone, you get hit with stuff. In fact, there are a couple of spots in the theater that are kind of safe, and it's only because we physically can't get to them.
Okay.
But other than that,
but we sure try.
We do because most of the people who come, they're there to have a good time and they want to be a part of the show, and that's part of the show. Mm-hmm. And the elements are so different now when we did it before. The blood splatter was all from the stage.
Sure.
Now it's all like in the house as well. So when stuff's happening on the stage, it's basically exploding all over the theater, so that the audience is there with the characters getting what they're getting.
Kind of like Universal Studios where the stuff rubbles your seats.
Yeah. I wish
sprays from the back.
There's some stuff that would be so awesome. If we could. If we could design a theater where we could actually start doing effects and stuff for each seat, would be wild. I mean, that's my mind. That's where I go with my think of entertainment is, try to really get the people in there inside of the show. Mm-hmm. At the top of the show, there's eerie music playing. The whole house is filled with fog. So you kind of have to fight to find your seat. There's zombies who seat you, or deadites, as they're called in the show.
I was about ready to correct
yourself. We were clarified.
We were. Yeah,
they reference the smart thing about the musical is they actually they call them both. the guys that are in the house, they refer to them as zombies because that's like,
that's what
common, that's what you would call it if you saw something. Right, but the technical, true canon word is deadite. But it allows us to kind of market it and make it speak to more of a common.
And you've done so much marketing the Blitz that you guys went on, and you're still going on. You just had something at Rave Studios last night.
Yeah. Rave Motion Pictures. It was awesome. Those guys, Jay over at Maximum Comics.
Okay.
What they do once a month is they set up a free movie, and so this month they set up Evil Dead.
Oh, fantastic! The original one,
the original
where you're not really sure if Ash dies or not.
Yeah, it's all funky, and it ends with a question mark.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the possibility of doing something else in October.
Oh, great.
So that was a lot of fun. But we always, we try at least once a week, if not more than that, to go out and do stuff constantly. I mean, that's the only, for us, that's part of what we do. Yeah. I mean, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have an audience.
Now, the shows, you have the two shows, late nights, Friday and Saturday. Friday is what, 10 o'clock?
Friday at 10 and then Saturday at 11:30.
11:30, which is great because you can actually, theoretically, go, okay, honey, we'll go see a regular show, but you're going to go see my show after.
There are a lot of people who show up and do that. There was a guy there, I guess, last week who's, my wife and I each picked the show. I think she picked Phantom, and I picked Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so it's, everyone's kind of,
And it's such a fun show because, again, the audience, and if you've never seen the movies, you can still have a great time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
My daughter and I actually just watched the original one. I think right after we had.
How did you get it? Did you Netflix?
I think it was Netflix. Yeah.
Watched instantly, or did you order it?
Yeah, I think it was instant. But when Ben was here and when your wife was here, we went home and watched it that night. And we have to come back and see it at the Venetian.
No, it's not at the Venetian.
I'm sorry.
Theater.
No,
it shows at the V Theater. Yeah,
sorry.
I'm like, what the
V Theater. No, not the Venetian. Sorry, V Theater at Planet Hollywood.
I don't think they would allow us in the doors at the Venetian.
No.
I don't think we would go into the Venetian. There were some. We went to almost every venue in town. There were a couple that we intentionally did not go to.
Like Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace, Bellagio, the Wynn, Venetian. Like, if it didn't feel like it was a right fit, the vibe, we just didn't go because it didn't make sense.
Did you have people in costume to promote?
No. What I'm saying is, in order to
even
land the deal, I had to speak to almost every entertainment director and every theater manager in town to even put anything together. And so we had meetings with them. But when you're setting it up and you're looking at where do you want the show to go, you have to be very careful. The show wouldn't work in Wynn.
Well, even Avenue Q didn't succeed there. And it's like, that's a great show.
It's a bad marriage. Avenue Q should have gone into New York, or
that would have been a logical place.
Yeah, or somewhere, just somewhere with more of that vibe to it. Planet Hollywood, of course, seems to be right for any kind of show like that. Of course, we're not in Planet Hollywood. We're actually in the V Theater, which is the Miracle Mile shops.
Yeah.
Which is probably part of the reason we're able to actually be there because David Sachs, who owns those theaters, that one in the Sachs Theater, he's kind of like me. It's like, screw it, we're gonna take risks.
Yeah.
Why? Because we can.
Because we can, and no one else has. And you're showing that it can be done. Now tickets start at what, $29?
No, they're $39.99, $49.99, and $59.99.
And $59.99 is the ultimate splatter zone. With the now you're not wearing the Target shirt.
No, we don't. Those are only for people who buy Splatter Zone.
Oh, so if you buy a Splatter Zone ticket, you get a special
commemorative
type
you
t-shirt?
get a T-shirt. That's we don't discount the Splatter Zone seats because you get a bunch of crap for free. You get the best seats in the house. You get and you get these awesome T-shirts. They have like a Target on them, and they have stuff on the back. It says Splatter Gear, and it has stuff on the front. So we because of that, we don't discount those. But for locals, the general admission are 2-for-1s.
Oh wow!
So but they have to call I don't know how that works. They have to go to the box office or some such.
Well, that's good because I'm sure
outside of my
unless you're listening to a streaming broadcast of this right now on the website, you probably are local.
And I'll tell you what, there probably will be at least a few people who watch it because once we post it on our page.
Oh yeah, the links will be set up for you guys as well. Now, Evil Dead. We've been talking about it, you know, a couple weeks ago. It's all over town, but you've got another one opening up. Is it opening up this week?
Yeah, this coming week, the 13th.
And right upstairs in the old Tony and
That's
Tina's,
right. Yeah.
Okay.
Banquet hall.
Tony and Tina's moved out, and we moved in.
And this is this one looks like fun as well.
Yeah. This is cool. It's Awesome 80s Prom. The Awesome 80s Prom. It's basically you step into a John Hughes film.
Yeah.
So Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink,
60 Candles.
60 any great iconic 80s flick. There's a character from it that's in there, and it's their prom. So unlike Tony and Tina's, which was kind of you sat down and you ate and people yelled at each other, this was more of a you go in and you party with these characters, and they do stuff. You know, there's a story, there's a definite story, but it's bigger. There's something like 20 different characters, and there's a special guest, and just crazy stuff happens. The guy who's actually down here putting it together, his name's Ken Davenport. I don't know if people have heard of him. If not, Google him, because for example, he's a Broadway and off-Broadway producer and director.
I heard he just did Godspell.
He just did the revival of Godspell on Broadway.
And if I'm not mistaken, he wrote Altar Boys.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
but that's possible. I mean, his list of things he's done is a mile long. But he created Awesome 80s Prom. It was supposed to run for 6 weeks on off Broadway, and it's been running for something like 8 years.
How did you end up meeting him, getting involved with him, and getting your name producing this there?
Well, I heard that I read that Tony and Tina's was leaving, and someone had mentioned Awesome 80s Prom to me as a possible venture for Vegas while I was shopping Evil Dead around. So I had contacted David Sachs about the Tony and Tina's room, and they thought I was contacting them because another show had left the V Theater, and they thought I was contacting them again about Evil Dead. So we had 2 conversations at the exact same time, and once I knew that the room was secure, I talked to